I will comfort them in all of their afflictions. Wow, what a promise. Let's continue the testimony of Miss May Ferreros, this time more personal to her life as a wife to her husband.
My husband died last October 11, 2019, at the age of 49, due to Merkel skin cancer. This, I considered, was one of the biggest trials in my life. No amount of comforting words could ever suffice to give peace to my grieving heart. When I asked God about why He took away my husband at such a young age, He gave me an answer that left me dumbfounded. I may have taken away Eric, but did I ever forsake you? It was then that I realized that He never abandoned me and had always provided for my needs through the care of family and friends. During the pandemic of 2021, there were 3 of us in Don Bosco School of Theology who got sick of COVID, and I was the only one who survived. The death of the 2 priests, Father Michael and Father Vic, came as a big blow to all of us. While I was in the hospital, I felt so weak and so alone. I couldn't even grieve because I had to divert all my strength to breathing properly as I was attached to a big oxygen tank. I felt so weak and so alone, and it was easy to fall into depression at that time. But what sustained me? It was the promise of the Sacred Heart that I would never be alone in my journey and that things will be better and work for my good.
In a quiet 13th century German monastery of Helfta, the medieval mystics, Saint Gertrude the Great and Saint Mechtilde, experienced ecstatic visions that had Christ's heart appear. In one profound encounter, Saint Gertrude was permitted to rest her head near Jesus' wound, echoing Saint John at the Last Supper. Sensing the furious, burning love radiating from within, she turned to John in her vision and asked why he had remained silent about this heartbeat in his gospel. John's mystical reply echoes across the centuries. His words were meant for the early church, but the language of the Sacred Heart was strictly reserved for a later age, when the world grew cold and need to be warmed anew. These holy women, as Pope Francis said, spoken of resting in the heart of the Lord as the source of life and interior peace.
Templo Expiatorio del Sagrado Corazon de Jesus, or the Temple Expiatory del Sagrat Cor, is a Roman Catholic church and minor basilica located on the summit of Mount Tibidabo in Barcelona, Spain. Designed by Catalan architect Enric Sagnier and completed by his son Joseph Maria Sagnier y Vidal, construction lasted from 1902 to 1961. The idea of the church began in the late 19th century after rumors spread about plans to build a Protestant church and a casino on the site. To prevent this, Catholic supporters purchased the land and donated it to St. John Bosco in 1886. Inspired by devotion to the Sacred Heart promoted by Pope Leo XIII, the basilica followed the tradition of similar churches in Rome and Paris. The church features a central tower, statues of the 12 apostles, and facades decorated with figures of the Archangel Michael, Saint Teresa of Avila, and Saint Margaret Mary Alacoque. Comfort is the promise of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. I will comfort you in all of your afflictions.